Welcome back, gamers. Today we're going to be talking about Marvel Spider-Man 2 and of course, the PlayStation 5 technology, which is going to be able for this game. Ryan Smith has highlighted some key elements that you will see when this game is set to release on October 20th. If you guys do enjoy this content, feel free to subscribe, hit the notification bell, and let's dive right into some more Spider-Man 2 news. Now, most gamers, they love to have their game release, and the first thing they would like to have is having fast loading times. The PlayStation 5's fast loading time capability plays a significant role in enhancing the gameplay experience. These features allow for more expansive open world into the game and enable players to quickly switch between different settings and characters. Smith noted that the fast loading feature is instrumental in making the game transition seamless and engaging. So you gotta have fast loading times when you're playing new games here late. And that is the key component for a lot of gamers. They don't want to sit through a long loading screen looking at the same thing over and over again. We had that issue with Anthem. Those loading times was horrendous in those games. So that is a good thing that fast loading times is always going to be key, of course, for next gen and new gen consoles, along with PC players. That is the key component for every gamer, is jump right into the action instead of sitting there for 15-30 minutes. But we will see when the game gets released on October 20th if there's going to be fast loading times. Open world switching. I heard some news over the past weekend that you will switch between Peter and Miles. Marvel Spider-Man 2 introduced a new open world switching components, which is good. Like we just talked about, they're going to be switching to the characters Peter and Miles. Those transitions are not only offer convenience, but also showcase the creativity animations and providing players with more impressive visual engaging experience, which is really good. So you get to switch between Peter and Miles. We all came to love in the last Spider-Man introduction of him, and that's really good that we're going to switch between him. Now, I know a lot of you guys are probably wondering, are we going to be switching with Venom in some parts of the game? There's no introductions about maybe we're going to switch between Venom. The only Venom we're going to switch in between is with Peter, when Peter's in that suit. As far as Venom as a standalone character by himself, I doubt it will happen, but that'd be really cool if they introduced that in Spider-Man 2, but it's very likely that they would. Now, a lot of people are really excited that Spider-Man is going to be a little bit more open world, meaning that Manhattan is going to be a little bit more open compared to the limited Manhattan that we had in the previous Spider-Man titles, which is good. So Spider-Man 2 is expanding the game world to include New York boroughs of Brooklyn and Queens, which is really good. And with the PlayStation 5 hardware, it's going to contribute to more detail and more fuller of Manhattan, which is really good. For me personally, I haven't seen Manhattan in a long time, so it's going to be really great to see how it changed over the years with the cityscapes and allowing players to truly feel the city as they swing through various locations. So that would be really good because I haven't visited New York in so long, so a lot probably has changed, and trust me, a lot has changed throughout New York over the years. So that'd be really great to see what they have introduced in Manhattan and put this into the game itself, which I'm really looking forward to when this game drops. Next thing they're talking about is the cinematic transitions. Now, we talked about the fast loading time and the open world switching capability to have development team to integrate character switching into a set piece. This means that players can quickly transition between interior and exterior locations, witness what each hero is doing, and experience epic moments in the game with seamless transition. So that was the whole key part, is having a fast loading time. So when you jump in or switch from a cinematic transition, let's say between Peter or Mary Jane's, and then it switched over to Miles Morales and his family or something like that, you want to have a good transition. That means fast loading times is always key. So hopefully with the PlayStation 5 hardware that we have so far, hopefully it can handle all that transition and seamless things that's going on with this game. Hopefully it can carry over and make the game, how I put in a sense, stable. Hopefully there's no bugs and glitches, but of course every game that's set to release over the past year or so that we as gamers has seen before, there's always going to be some bugs and glitches. And hopefully there might be an update before the game is set to release. So there's always an update when the game is releasing. But like I said, hopefully that the game runs smoothly and there's no issues. And I think that's where the fast loading time tends to come in, so that the cinematic transitions can have a good transition between every character and the environment that you're in. Web wings. Now there's a new introduction for the character switching. Maybe not new, but something that we've probably seen before. Spider-Man 2 introduced the ability for Peter and Miles to use their Spider-Man iconic web wings as a secondary means of traveling great distance, enhance the overall mobility, and maybe the gameplay capabilities and options that you need with the web wings. So that's pretty good. That's a really good introduction we will see once this game is set to release. For me personally, web wings is pretty interesting. The reason why I say that is because it's like you saw that throughout the Spider-Man movies, you're right. So for them to introduce that for both characters, it's going to be really interesting to see. But I'm really glad that they learned from like the past previous Spider-Mans, maybe from the comic books, the movies, and of course the two previous Spider-Mans, meaning Spider-Man 1 and the Miles Morales edition of the game. They kind of learned from everything. And it seemed like they got a lot of feedback from a lot of players too, to kind of introduce certain things into the game. It seems like as I'm reading through the article and watching a lot of gameplay of Spider-Man 2, it seemed like they learned a lot over the past couple of years since this game got released. I think Miles Morales got released in 2020. That was like the era of the pandemic. And unfortunately, I didn't get that game because I didn't have time to play that game. But as I got a PlayStation 5 and I played that game, it was really amazing, like some of the stuff they did for that particular first Miles Morales game in a long while. They learned a lot. A lot of people has been complaining about, Miles is here, but that is something, a different video to really talk about, because me personally, I feel like there's nothing wrong with it, but, people voice their opinion. But reading through this article and reading through these key points that, I broke down from the article, they really took some time to really make this game really good. And I feel like it's in the running for Game of the Year. Now, a lot of people might say I'm over-exaggerating, but hey, I feel like the stuff that they did, seeing the key elements and using the PlayStation 5 technology to make our gaming experience very happy, I think, yes, it should be in the talking point of Game of the Year. That's just me. Now, there are new content coming into, of course, Marvel Spider-Man 2, meaning new side missions, cameo appearances, and of course, more villains and skins for Peter and Miles, providing players with additional content and customization options, which is really good. And that is the key part. When you look at the previous Spider-Man's edition, especially Spider-Man 1 on the PS4, there was a tons of videos of people showing the different skins that you get with Peter during that time period. So that's really good that they're introducing new skins, and hopefully that they will add more skins in the near future. A lot of people has been talking about maybe a DLC in the near future itself too. And maybe some interesting characters might be heading into here. For me personally, I would love to see an Iron Man cameo appearance. That'd be pretty good. But there might be some conflicting issues, if anything. Maybe the Hulk or Captain America. That'd be something really interesting to come in there. For me, I'm really looking forward to an Iron Man game. If, Insomniac Games can probably work on that. But there might be some conflicting issues with the previous Marvel game that's out there. So we probably won't see our Iron Man game anytime soon. But I really wish Insomniac did work on Marvel's Adventures. I really do. I think that was a key part that maybe PlayStation missed. I think Insomniac did a better job than this title of studios. But that's something to talk about in another video. But me personally, I would love to see an Iron Man game. Now, don't forget, they are working on a Wolverine game. So anything can happen. Let me know in the comment section down below what you guys think about all the key points and what you're looking forward to Spider-Man 2 when it drops on October 20th. For me, I'm really looking forward to the open worldness of the game and switching between characters. Yes, we get the villains of Venom. That's really awesome too, but I want to see if there's any more other villains you might get into the space, or maybe Eddie might make an appearance some way, maybe. We talked about cameo appearance. Maybe Eddie Brock might come in here. Never know. But give me your thoughts and opinions so far and what you're looking forward to. I'm looking for everything. I'm really happy for Spider-Man 2. And for me personally, like I said in a part of the video, you got to put Spider-Man 2 up there with Game of the Year. That's just my honest opinion. In the meantime, I will see you guys in my next Spider-Man news.